Hello and thank you so much for joining another Ready to Ride Pilates course rider session. And today I have put together a selection of exercises which are really helpful for developing a nice, stable but light contact. We're going to be focusing a lot on muscles around your shoulder girdles because that's where the strength for having a good contact comes from. So let us get going, and I'd like you to check that you've got nice equal weight through both of your feet, that your knees are soft, that you're breathing into the base of your lungs. Check your shoulder blades have slid back down over the back of your ribs, and that you're drawing yourself up tall and elastic through your spine. And we're going to start off with your bow and arrow, so one foot in front of the other, hands up in front. Have your headlights pointing straight ahead. Then you take one hand to your shoulder and turn to look over. Come to the front and the same the other way. And try to feel that you're keeping equal weight through your feet into those turns, that your headlights always stay fixed to the front, and that your shoulders stay level. So part of our ability to have a nice equal contact, I'm going to do this the other way, is that if we do turn through our upper body, that our hands don't start to do strange things like end up with one hand higher than the other, or one hand pulling back. So you need to know that whatever you are doing, your hands are staying still and that your shoulders are staying level. Any movement through your shoulders and the hands will tend to follow through. Okie doke, let's bring your arms back down by your side. We're going to just do some walking, so this is a great way of connecting your whole body, because although I'm saying we need to focus on stability and strength around your shoulder blades, because the muscles from there are the ones that really directly control your hands, obviously, and your contact. You do need to have strength and stability and mobility through the whole of your body as well. Your seat is still always going to be the primary source of strength and stability. Everything's connected, it all works together. So we can't just say strong shoulders is going to give you a good contact. Okie doke. Right, let's move into your roll down position. So feet together at the end of your mat. Hope you can see me as the sun comes out. Hands on the front of your thighs, chin onto your chest, and slide your hands down the front of your thighs, curling up nice and tight through your spine as you go. Pause at the bottom for a nice breath in, and then breathe out. Slide your hands back up, tuck down with your pelvis, and uncurl right up through to the top of your neck. Again, chin into your chest. This time, move every vertebra and turn through your neck, between your shoulders, through the middle of your back, through your low back with your pelvis coming in last of all. Another breath in. Breathe out, stack down with your pelvis, and then you're stacking each vertebrae through your low back, your mid back, between your shoulders, through your neck, and up so your chin comes up last of all. And then one last time, chin into your chest. And again, try to feel that you're moving every single vertebrae one at a time, right down through so that your pelvis comes last of all. Then a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, bend your knees down onto your mat, and we're going to be starting off on your front, and we're going to be doing the hundreds exercise. So at home, I'd like you to be facing downwards with your shoulder blades back and down, so the front of your shoulders comes away from your mat. Tummy away from the puddle of water, pelvic floor onto floor 3, and then you're going to pat those imaginary puddles of water out to the side. And if you can have your middle or index finger on each side, hopefully you can still see my hand, hope it hasn't disappeared, middle or index finger on each hand, tapping the floor so that you know that both hands are moving the same. It's very easy to find that one arm does a really big pat, and the other one's doing a small one. If you use a little bit of feedback with the floor, you're far more likely to make it equal. Watch that you're still moving from the shoulders and it hasn't turned into wrists or even fingers. And the movement is coming from the shoulders. We're working those shoulder stabilisers. Keep checking that your shoulder blades are back and down, that your tummy is away from the puddle, and your pelvic floor is onto floor 3. And then we're going to move on to your swan dive. So bring your elbows into this position, bent to 90 degrees. Again, you want to be looking down at home. Once again, shoulder blades back and down tummy away from the puddle and pelvic floor onto floor 3. We're going to start just by moving your head. So you're lifting your head and neck as one unit off the floor. Try not to look ahead, so you want to stay looking down. You want to feel as if you've got a rod down the back of your neck so that your head can't move separately. Then we're going to add in the arms as well, and you're moving arms, head and neck together. Try to watch that you don't sink down through your into your puddle, because then you'll lift much further, which is fine, but it's nothing like as specific to your upper body muscles. So keep that tummy away from the puddle of water, pelvic floor onto floor 3. Watch that you're breathing, particularly watch that you're not taking a breath in as you go into that lift. Also watch that your elbows aren't leading. It's what happens with quite a lot of people, and think how many of us when we ride have an elbow that tends to creep out. So it's all about arms staying as one unit, not drifting off, being something completely different. Keep that breathing, keep that pelvic floor. For one last go. Well done. Good job. Those are quite tricky. We're going to turn onto your back now, and we're going to move on to your shoulder bridge. So if you can get rid of your headrest, that would be great. Okay. So get yourself comfortable with your feet and knees approximately hip width apart. Pelvic floor onto floor 3, then you're going to roll back and imprint through your low back and peel up each vertebrae in turn until you get to the top of your bridge. Nice relaxed breathing at the top, and then you're going to come back down through your imprint to neutral. Do the same again, so you really want to feel that your spine is like that string of pearls or the bicycle chain, with each level moving up. Nice breath at the top and back down again, completely on its own, and the imprint at the bottom is always the hardest bit. Okay, I'd like you to have your hands pointing up to the ceiling, or the sky if you're outside. And the next one you do, I'd like you to stay up in your shoulder bridge position. We're going to start off just making it a wee bit harder. Might you shuffle your feet a little bit closer to your bottom. I think mine a little bit far away there. Now you're going to be keeping your hands absolutely still, your headlight still, as you add in some of your leg extension. Now this is a really tricky exercise to do, particularly if you're on a slightly uneven surface. Make sure that you stay relaxed around your shoulders and that your breathing stays relaxed and regular as well. It's very easy to start holding your breath. Keep your hands soft. You want them to be still but soft. Try to keep your headlights as level as possible. So you're moving your legs, but remember they want to be moving from a stable base. So hands are still, headlights are still. This is a hard exercise, so if you need a breather, have a breather. Last one with your legs. Okay, stay in this position if you can. If you need to come down for a breather, that's absolutely fine. Hands in this same position. We're going to move on to your hip dips. So dipping one side of your pelvis and back up, and the other side of your pelvis and back up. So you're watching that you're not just spinning around the middle. Dip one side and up, dip the other side and up. Hands stay soft and level. Knees, hopefully, are staying hip width apart. Keep that breathing really relaxed and regular too. So hands stay soft all the way through. Last one, and then bring your bridge back down through your imprint to neutral. Okay, we're going to do one more go with your shoulder bridge, and this time you're going to take your hands over your head as you go. So imprint, and as you roll up, your hands come over your head. If they touch the floor, that's fine. If you can't get them to touch the floor without arching upwards through your back, that's fine. You stop where it feels natural to stop, and then come back down, concentrating on that nice quality bridge through your imprint to neutral. So it's imprint, roll up as your hands go over your head. Make sure you can breathe at the top, and then bring that bridge down through your imprint as your hands come back up again. And once again, you're trying to make sure that your hands stay in that over shoulder position, so they're lined up with your shoulders, so that that gap between them stays the same, but also try to keep them soft all the way through, so you're controlling the movement through your shoulders and through the movement of your body, not by getting tense around through your hands. And it is really tricky. And in doing that, don't then lose the quality of your shoulder bridge as well. Take that imprint on the way back down. Last one. Super job. Bring your hands back down. Well done. We're now going to come up into standing. And for your standing exercises, you need to have your straight resistance band. Okay, so we are going to start with the warrior exercise. Hopefully you can see me okay with the sun coming through. So for this one, it's not about doing anything with the band, it's about keeping an equal tension on the band, so we're looking for that nice stability through your contact. So I'd like you to stand onto one foot with your hands as if you were holding the reins, and a little bit of tension on your band in that position. And you're aiming to get to here, but you can go really whatever range, whatever distance you feel suits you in terms of your balance, your confidence, your comfort. But whatever you do, keep that little bit of tension on your band the whole way through. Not only does that help you to keep your hands in an equal level position, but also actually is just activating some of the muscles around your shoulders that help to give you extra stability. Well, maybe not extra, but they provide natural stability, so you're working them a little bit harder by doing it with that little bit of tension. So don't forget to breathe as well. We'll do one last one. Okay, then we're going to swap and do exactly the same thing with the other leg. So again, hands up as if you're holding onto reins, a little bit of tension on that band, and you're going forwards. But the same rules apply. If you don't feel confident doing that for whatever reason, just do a smaller movement. You should find if you are indoors on a flat surface and you haven't got a wind, it shouldn't be quite as difficult as being on a lumpy garden. So keep that little bit of tension all the way through, and your hands are staying level. Try not to look at your hands. If you've got a band in your hands, I try and fall over. If you've got a band in your hands, it makes it even easier to see that your hands are staying as a nice matched pair. So there's no reason for you to look at your hands. And when you're on the horse, you don't want to be looking at your hands. You want to know that they are staying equal and level. Last one. Okie doke. We're now going to move on to one where you need to have one end of your band under one foot, the other end in the opposite hand. I'm going to stand sideways so you can see this a little bit better. If you can do this on one leg, great. If you find that's just too difficult for your balance, then don't worry. So the hand that's got the band in, again in that sort of rein holding position, relax the other arm, let it go floppy, and you're going to push, neutral, pull, neutral, push, neutral, pull, neutral. And as you're doing this, watch that these ribs stay still. The temptation, particularly as you take the arm back, is to move through your body to make it feel like you're creating extra movement. But actually all that you're doing is allowing your body to do some of the work instead of it all coming from your shoulder. Also just watch that it is from your shoulder and you're not starting to rotate to create that movement. You want this to be through your shoulder. Keep the other arm really relaxed and make sure that you are breathing. Okay, let's swap. Done quite a few on that arm. Ooh, wind is trying to take my band away. So again, band under one foot and then the opposite hand, as if you're holding some reins, and then forwards, neutral, back, neutral. And the same rules apply going this way, so your ribs stay down, and this movement all comes from that shoulder joint. Also watch what's happening with the other arm. Again, keep it relaxed and floppy. Said it before and I'll say it again, tension is the enemy. We need a little bit of natural tension, otherwise we'd all just be flopping around on the floor, but any excess tension just blocks movement, and it certainly doesn't create softness for us or the horse. Last one. Super. Okay, you now need both ends back in your hands. This next one, if you can do it on one leg, give it a go, but if you're completely worn out and you can't do any more standing on one leg, doesn't matter at all, but I'll demonstrate it on one leg. We're just going to do a nice simple one to finish off with, which is your upper body series. So before you start, shoulder blades back and down, and you're going to keep your elbows tucked into your sides as you're turning your hands out. So imagine you've got a £50 note between your elbows and your sides. Watch that the band doesn't ping you back in, you control the speed. Now we're going to make that move a little bit bigger. So give yourself a bit more band, turn out, then come up, come down with the elbows and in, and then to the front. So it's out and up, down and in. And as you come into the elevator position with your arms, watch again what's happening with your ribs. Make sure they're staying down. They're not doing this. Again, watch that the band doesn't pull you down. You want to control it all the way through. Okay, let's swap and do this on the other leg. So again, a little bit of tension on your band to start off with. Keep your elbows tucked in. £50 notes between elbows and sides. Shoulder blades are staying back and down, and remember, you don't get pinged in by the band, you are controlling the speed at which your band comes back in. Okay, then give yourself a little bit more of that band again, and we're going to add in the final part. So it's out and up, down and in, out and up, down and in, keeping those shoulder blades back and down, ribs gently down towards your pelvis. Watch that the band doesn't ping you. Don't forget to breathe. Last one. Super job. Okay, pop your band on the floor, little walk on the spot. Okay, then to finish off, we're going to do a nice little stretchy exercise. So soften through your knees, bring your arms up above your head, then reach up with one arm for a nice big breath in, and then breathe out. Then reach up with the other arm, another nice big breath in, and breathe out. Keep your knees really soft all the way through. The softer your knees are, the more elastic through your body. One last one. And then bring your arms back down by your side. Check that your feet are approximately back underneath your hips, that your knees are soft. You're breathing into the base of your lungs, that your shoulders are relaxed. And try to feel that you grow that extra inch in height. And we're going to leave it there. So well done. You can do those exercises again as a whole, or if there are certain ones in there that you found harder to do, or ones that highlighted that you struggle with certain aspects of that symmetry with your contact, then you can keep coming back to those individual exercises again and again until your symmetry gets better. So I hope you found that interesting and useful. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. It's just so wonderful when I get new subscribers. And look after yourselves. I'll see you very soon.